Okay, let's get it. The random selection of our cards for this tarot and transit reading for December 16th to 31st, 2022. And I've changed up the periods just as a matter of a little neatness, as I would want to say, and intuition, my gut feeling. And this is how I change periods and choose cards for particular periods based on what I feel and what I feel I have to do. And the deity for this period is Lord Vamana, the dwarf avatar and avatar of Lord Vishnu. So that there's a story behind it, as with every mythological deity in the Hindu pantheon. And Lord Vamana is the dwarf deity who took 3 steps and conquered the world and took it back from evil back to Lord Indra. So, we'll delve into that a little bit. And here we have the Graha Mars being chosen. It's all about energy, not confrontation, but probably confronting your inner demons and your fears and doing something, taking action, so that Mars and Vamana are the energy cards so far. Let us look at the Chakra Wisdom card that we are going to produce for this period, December 16th to 31st. And let's see what this Chakra Wisdom is going to tell us. And the Chakra Wisdom card for this period is Impasse. And I'm just checking because, wow, we've had this card quite a few times. So that, are we being protected or are we being rerouted? This card is really about going a different way, diverting, having somebody having our backs, a friend protecting us from falling off the cliff. And then we have air as the element. Air as the element. So that, impasse, as I was saying, we have gotten this card a few times. And it really is something that probably we haven't completed, that we need to complete, that we need to confront, that we need to energize or take action with. But we'll see what the cards are saying in regard to the transits. And here we have the Bhava, and this is the second Bhava, and it's telling us about our family, our communication, our early childhood, our assets, our speech, our communication. But it tells us about patience also. Things don't come quickly. You have to work for it. You really have to work for it. So these are the energy cards. Oops, there goes. It didn't turn over. So let's just continue. And we are going to go to now the tetractys spread. Let us see what this tetractys spread is going to pull out for us. And you all know that I have trouble with shuffling cards. You know this. My hands are so small. And some of these cards are so big that, we have to deal with it. But that's just what it is. Life doesn't give you roses only. It comes with the thorns. So here we go. Our first card in the tetractys spread for this period is the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. And we have pink tourmaline there as the crystal. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. External factors, things we have no control over. 10 of Cups. Very interesting. Oh, these are pretty good cards for this period. Oh dear, yes. The World. So we have some real external card. Magician. Yes, so we have some external factors that we have no control over for this period. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups in the material line. Page of Wands. Very interesting. So that we have 9 of Swords. And the final card that we have here is the 6 of Pentacles. So this is the tetractys spread and the deities. Let us see what it's all about. Okay, then here we have the transit of the Grahas for the period December 16th to 31st. And what do we have here? As usual, again, you see the long standing planets that do not move, that don't really go anywhere, which is Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, Jupiter, Rahu, Uranus, and Ketu, right? So those are the planets that really are slow moving. They don't move properly. And what do we always say about transits? They are always secondary to dashas. So that, we have to understand where your ascendant is so that we can work out your dasha for this period, which will then make sense for you specifically. So again, just a reminder that this reading is a general reading. It's not specific to anyone. So it's for all the ascendants. So, with the long moving planets, I've gone through that. I want to concentrate a little bit on the outer planets that we don't really look at in Vedic astrology, which is Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. But before that, we have Mars retrograde into Taurus from Gemini, so that Mars is still in Taurus. Then we have Sun, Mercury, and Venus um, all posited in Sagittarius. That's here, right? Sun, Mercury, and Venus. And this really puts Sun in a Gandanta zone. And when you know that Gandanta zone is a knot that has to be unraveled. But so Sun in Gandanta in the first 3 degrees of Sagittarius is in Mula Nakshatra in Pada 1. And this is making Sun exalted, because Sun is exalted in Aries, and that's the first part of the Mula Nakshatra. So although Sun is in Gandanta, he's exalted, and a lot of things could unravel, and you just need to be deeper into your spiritual growth, and you have to move through some kind of transformation which may very well be divine, and find yourself or your existence what you want it to be. So you have to stay on top of your meditation and spiritual practice for the next 6 to 7 days to keep your balance, your harmony, your center, and just remember that this is a short transit and will pass quickly, and you will have joy coming into your life, because Venus is also there in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is all about spiritual growth, expansion, the good things in life. So Venus and Mercury are close together in this instance here. Venus is at 13 and Mercury is at 19 degrees. So that you have some kind of influence there coming in with probably your love language. You might be able to speak on a lot of things that you love. You might be able to speak properly to the one that you love, so that your love language will get a boost with this Mercury and Venus together here in Purva Shada Nakshatra, Pada 1 and 2. Venus is all about looking at the duties or what you have to do for your love life, while Mercury is in Pada 2, which is the Artha. So, the gains from a relationship might be what Mercury might want to speak about at this point in time. But let's look at Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, and as we break from business as usual, we have begun to consider more dialogues about how to look at people and what we can do for them. We are looking at the welfare of the people in Capricorn, and this is what Pluto and Saturn brings, because Pluto is all about the god of the underworld. Pluto is all about changing and transforming, but Saturn is all about discipline and karma and doing your job, your dharma, your duty. So that Pluto in Capricorn is all about revamping our lifestyles, the promise of retirement or healthcare, earning a living wage, or even existing free of violence and the threats that hamper our everyday life, And it's possible for many today, regardless of however many hours we work, that we don't achieve what we really want to achieve. So that without incentives, we have to begin to imagine new ways to live. And Pluto brings that creativity and initiative for transformation. And in Capricorn, the home of Saturn, where discipline and working for the masses is a focus, we find a little a tugging and froing here. But Pluto in 2006 went from the designation of a planet to a dwarf planet because it doesn't complete the orbit on its own. It completes it through the Neptune's orbit. So, Pluto is in Capricorn, the cardinal earth sign, to the year 2023. And this long transit is for developing your character and manifesting and harmonizing your earth energies, your stability, your physical reality, the structure of your life. You're going to have a radical regeneration. So what you might have been comfortable doing, it may not be that again. And Capricorn rules the sign which gives you aspiration, goals, and career success, So you need to focus your energy on a career that will elevate your life. With the right career, you can achieve financial freedom and stability, that will enable you to secure a better future. And Pluto in Capricorn sign, doesn't do anything halfway. It's all or nothing. This is why you have to strive to be, a leader, the authority in everything you do, because it's not easy for you to trust others to put in as much effort as you do. You feel that you alone could fix it and know how to fix it and understand why you have to fix it. So it's all serious business with Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, and there's no room for error. And then we go on to Neptune in Aquarius. And Neptune in Aquarius, Aquarius is a deeply unconventional sign, and Neptune amplifies this quality. The Aquarian fascination with science and technology and meeting Neptune's mysticism, kind of makes you a natural healer, or as we probably have in another language, a shaman. And, it creates the opportunity for unique inventions or new things, new pathways, new ways of doing things. But you have to make sure you balance this with a realistic routine. Because remember, Saturn is still the owner here of Aquarius. It's actually his home. So you need to not get easily discouraged, but find a healthy way to conserve your energy so that you can be better off for it. And Neptune in Aquarius is always looking for the next new invention or gadget to practice things to make them easier or more efficient. And Neptune in Aquarius sometimes meets resistance when you have a set plan that may not work for other people's schedule, because you don't want to think about others. You only want to think about yourself. You really take other people into account. You could be a bit self-centered at this point in time with Neptune in Aquarius. So sometimes everything that you see as a problem is always your chance to do something greater for your life. Equally, you have finished your development or learning for a particular cycle, so that you have to keep on course, finish it, and keep your faith. So this is what Neptune is all about. And then we have Uranus in Bharani Nakshatra in Aries. And you will have a tendency to use your initiative here. So you might get a little support in Aquarius from Uranus with Neptune, because you will have a tendency to use your initiative, and you're going to put yourself in a good place. There's you have an ability here to look beyond the norm and then to press ahead and to make a difference simply by having a willingness to try something new that others may have not yet thought of. And Aries have the very real problem of being rather sensitive. So it can be quite easy for you to get upset if somebody doesn't want to follow a pathway that you have created. It might make you a little upset if you feel that People are not listening to you. So, this can become a little overbearing when Uranus is in Aries. So, know what will calm you down, and having things ready, planning makes life so much easier. Uranus in Aries is going to enhance both the positive and negative aspects that are often, attributed with Aries in general. So, what you make of it in your life, what you make of Uranus in Aries is going to depend on whether you harness the power and whether you find that things are going to change for the better. It's a choice, you know. Are you going to do A or B? This is what it's all about. So this is the transit. We still have Mars in Rohini Nakshatra, so that your energy is there, but Mars is still retrograde, as it were. So we are going to look at the clarification that we may get now from the tetractys spread and the deities. And the first card that we have, as we've seen, is the Ace of Swords. So this is the Unity card. And the Ace of Swords is a double blade, indicating that you have the ability to see both sides of any situation, so that if you want to do things quickly and you don't really want others on a team, this will show you whether it's negative or positive, so that the Ace of Swords is telling you, look on both sides of the story. Don't rush into something. Mars is retrograde. You may not have the energy for it. And recall, we got Mars, um, the card, the Graha. So we are concentrating on what passion and energy we have right now. And we don't have the passion and energy because Mars is retrograde. So that whatever new we want to do with all these outer planets in um, Aries, Capricorn, and Aquarius, let us rethink, let us redo, let us reroute, let us understand that we are being protected, because we also have the impasse card. Recall that, right? So that the sword, um, it symbolizes the crown chakra, which is your intuition, your thinking, the mind. So when your mind is clear, it has the ability to pierce through, any illusion or veils or facades, to fully understand the situation for what it is. And the crystal associated with the Ace of Swords is pink tourmaline, which is a stone of love, compassion, emotional healing, self-love. It helps calm you in times of emotions and in times of distress. So this is probably telling us, slow down, take our time. We don't have the energy right now. We might have the passion, but we don't have the energy to take the action. And we need to look at our pain and understand that the unity that we require wants us to look at the clarity of the double-edged sword. And then we have the power line, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. And these are two external cards that are out of our control, and that brings energies that we don't have. And the dark, which is the Wheel of Fortune, the consequences with the moon, tells us that at the end of the day, um, generally the Wheel of Fortune is an indicator of luck or destiny, and it's a signifier of change, and it tells you that changes are coming, but these should be for your good. But if this is the dark consequences, it tells us that we have to look at what exactly we need. We have to examine carefully before we discard them. Exercise your strength and prepare to adapt, and look for new and different circumstances. Treat everything as an opportunity. So this is giving you, sometimes the card is usually giving you the okay to start a new cycle in your life, as it were. And it suggests that you have the support from the universe to take control of your destiny and do what's necessary. So that this is the consequences that, it's telling you there's a particular way that you need to work towards, and the Wheel of Fortune is giving you that way. And remember too, we pulled the air card, the element, and the Wheel of Fortune can spin either negative or positive. It could be good or bad. So how are we going to use that air element to our advantage? And air is intellect, it's your mind. And we have the double-edged sword telling you look at both sides of any situation. Don't discard the opportunities, but look at both sides of the situation. And the Fool here with the Sun, it tells you the light, it's conflict. So you are conflicted about your new beginnings or whether you want to step off that cliff, as it were. The Fool indicates new beginnings will be presented to you, fresh challenges, but it's also telling you let your mistakes be your lessons. Look before you leap. And it goes back to the Ace of Swords. Your choice will affect your life path, and others will affect this choice. It will affect others too, because you are making a choice for your life path. And it's also telling you consider all the aspects as well as the consequences to yourself. And once you have made your choice, you will see new goals being revealed, and a strength of purpose will come to you, and you will probably overcome all those fears that you have about stepping over that cliff. Use your wisdom and opinions in a practical way, and trust that there's a firm base, that you have a firm base, that you have a firm foundation. And then we go to the harmony line. And the harmony line here also has external factors that are not um, within your control, as it were, you know. And this harmony line starts off with the Ten of Cups, which is the destroyer, what needs to be removed to, for you to move forward. And the Ten of Cups usually says, follow the beat of your heart and be spontaneous, and you will experience fulfillment. There's a state of lasting happiness and success. And the Ten of Cups is also an indication of marriage, of human love and friendship. But this card is in the destroyer's um, position with the moon there. And so that, there might be a highly charged situation that has gone wrong, and you are experiencing a kind of a burnout because you have chosen to turn your emotions inward against yourself rather than expressing them. You are bottling up everything, and this denial is producing feelings of anger and deceit. So you need to understand that you have to let it out. You have to understand, look at it. Don't only deal with your emotions, because the world is there, the world is there telling you, do not worry. Try not to analyze so much. Be more spontaneous. Allow your emotional contentment to radiate, because that's what your inner feeling is all about. Because the world is going to sustain you and help you maintain balance, because life is a continuous process of becoming. You are free to go in any direction. And again, we speak about the element air, which is one of the energy cards that we pulled. Live your dream and you will be triumphant in any undertaking. You are free to choose your own path. At last, this is what the world is telling you. You have learned your lessons, and it's going to allow you to accept new responsibilities and make others happy too. You have gained that insight because you have applied yourself. Never forget what it took to get you here, because you are ready now to reach a higher level. And the magician is there in the creator spot telling you what drives you in the new direction. And the magician here is giving you the ability to communicate equally, both orally and written. And this is what, it's all about love here. It's all about your relationship, because this magician is pointing you to Mercury and Venus, which we dealt with in Sagittarius, where your love language is going to be enhanced, where you are going to see things and speak of things in a particular way that will bring you joy, happiness, relationship. Allow yourself to experience the rapport of your personal effort, united with reality through your creativity. It is time for you to manifest something out of the real possibilities that are in your life. But a lot of these things are going to come to you as opportunities, as new things, as new pathways. But you need to look at both sides because it have a lot. Out of the six cards so far, four of them are external factors. The major arcana that you don't hold a sway over. So these things are coming. There is protection, there is opportunity, there is hope, there is love, there is faith, and it's telling you look at both sides of the equation. And let's look at the material world for you. And here we have a pretty good mixture because we start off with the Queen of Cups where you cope with everyday life. And Saturn is there telling you, you know, I am here in the Nishta part 2. I am telling you to look at how you deal with it, how you dance to the music, as it were, because the Nishta is the staff symphony. So, how do you harmonize? How do you balance? How do you deal with everything? And the Queen of Cups tells you to master your emotional integrity. You always look at the bright side of things as how you need to cope with your everyday life because you need to utilize sensitivity and relying on your intuitive ability rather than your common sense. You need to lean a little bit on that mastery that you have built through your discipline because Saturn has given you that discipline to master your emotional ability. But you have to own your feelings and express them without blame or judgment, empowering other people around you to express their own feelings and to be honest and responsible about what you really feel and think, blending your creativity and your dreams, your imagination so that it can direct you to some valuable activity, that you can produce it without suppressing it, So in this way too, the Queen of Cups also tells us that you are awaiting the pleasures of your success that are now coming due. Not only people in higher positions or persons with power, they might give you some kind of recognitions, rewards are promised now, advantages and powerful spiritual forces are present with this Queen of Cups. You are understanding that, you know, um, you might be a little moody with the Queen of Cups, but you can heal yourself and bring yourself to understand the maturity that you have. So don't lie to yourself and express yourself properly because Saturn is going to give you that discipline to do it. And how do you explore this emotion with Venus? It's the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands says, know yourself. And Venus here is telling us, express yourself. Just like the Queen of Cups, express yourself. You know, master your obstacles and obstructions. Liberate your spirit, set it free to experience new adventures, renewals, new beginnings. And, trust your instincts and enjoy yourself. Uh, the qualities of a student here, which is the Page of Wands, seeks for you to guide him or guide her in new directions for self growth and development. And you have to take the tiger by the tail, as it were. Be frank, be uninhibited, because this is what Wands is all about. This is what the rod is all about, the fire, the action, the passion. But as we say, you need also reflection because Mars is retrograde. But with the Page of Wands, you might be a little forthright in speech, but a message is coming to you. Happy news. It will please you. It will present to you the possibility of new developments in work or business. So, good judgment is necessary now, and the Ace of Swords is telling you it's a double-edged sword. The air element is telling you it can go any which way, like the Wheel of Fortune, positive or negative. And you will know courage and power. There will be success with hard work and dedication to your goal. And the strategies, what is it you are thinking about and concerning your goals? And we have Jupiter here with the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords says to analyze your situation carefully now, just like the Ace of Swords. So those are the goals and strategies. Confront your fears, experience the grief, allow yourself to heal. Complete the process of transforming your pain. Identify the source and know what you must do to make it change. Um, your stress and depression created by the Nine of Swords um, tells you that your rational mind is there, because Swords is all about intellect, communication, speech, your mind, clarity. So it's telling you your rational mind is there, so that you have to break through that despair and that depression. Allow your feelings to flow. You know, trust in yourself and the course you have committed to. And the fire, the will, the ambition, the creative force through Mars comes in the Six of Pentacles card. And the Six of Pentacles shares physical attainment um, and accomplishment. That success through physical attainment and accomplishment. A happy atmosphere surrounds you. Good things are beginning to happen. You're about to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Stop worrying. You will receive what is rightfully yours. You are offered the gift of success in relationships, achieved through your generosity of spirit and sharing of your resources, as each person you consider their needs and their wants, and you are looking at both what they require physically and what they require emotionally. And love gives you a feeling of abundance that you share, that you have no fear of this running out. So don't be afraid to share. When those opportunities come to you, look at it, grab hold of it, think about it, experience the success of producing those things which have deep internal motivation and inspiration for you. Bring your resources together and create that alliance of power and success. Organize, co-create, make things happen by using all available ways and means. And this is what the tetractys spread is telling you. It goes exactly with what Mars' position is right now, Venus, Mercury, and Sun, and also the outer planets, which I spoke about this time. And then we have here Mars. We spoke about, you having to confront your inner demons because you don't really have the action or the power to act right now. We've gone through that. We've spoken about impasse. Somebody has your back, and it shows you through the four major arcana cards in this 10 pack card. It's more than 30%. So you are dealing with something that is going to be impactful on you for this period, for change, for regeneration, for regrouping, for rerouting certain things. Air, we spoke quite deeply about the element air in this reading, in terms of the Wheel of Fortune, in terms of the Ace of Swords, in terms of the Nine of Swords, which is all about intellect. We spoke about, let's see, the next card, the second house, family, your assets, your speech, your communication. Your patience is what you have to use now, not Mars to do action and to forge ahead without thinking. So it's telling you patience, get what you need through patience, what you want, your resources, what you value, your beliefs, that you need to look at all those things with the second house. Then we have Lord Vamana, and Lord Vamana said that a person who cannot control his senses would not be happy even if he gains the whole world's wealth. But one who can control his senses will be happy in any situation. So this is one of the lessons that we have learned from Lord Vamana, and is one of the lessons I want to share with you. in this reading today, because it's so valuable. It is so on point, because people who focus on material possessions can have a lot of money but are never content. So one of the lessons is, you should control your senses. There's a lesson of truthfulness. There's a lesson of complete devotion. There's also the lesson that we should be cautious not to become proud and use our material possessions for their intended purpose. We have to remember mercy. We have to remember truthfulness, devotion. And I spoke about the 3 steps that he took in defeating um, the evil to take back the world for Lord Indra, who had lost it to Mahabali. And this just goes to show, that there are lessons in everything that we have to learn. And Lord Vamana is telling us that, you know, look at both sides of the story, both the material possessions and our emotional balance. So this the lessons that we are looking at. This is the guidance that we are receiving from the deities from the transit of the grahas that were clarified by the Tetractys tarot spread from Zidam Astrology for the period December 16th to 31st, 2022. Once again, with Bhagwan's blessings, we have completed a video here at Zidam Astrology. I thank you for listening, for viewing, for being part of my life and my development. I hope that something new and exciting enters your thoughts and enables your dreams. Be safe, happy, and healthy until we meet again. Please look at my videos on the tutorials for the transit and the tarot alignment as to the reasons why I do what I do at Zidam Astrology. See you next time. Bye.